More big problems across the board game industry as we're seeing a lot of people jumping ship. I think a lot of these people see the writing on the wall. They've exploited cheap labor from China for a very, very long time. The tariffs are making it very hard for them. And in their little crazy circle jerks that they've developed here, none of these organizations have anybody who actually do anything, that actually produce anything, that actually create any innovation. So there's no point much to board gaming anyway. It's like, what are you going to do at this juncture? I'm going to make another deck builder that has this slight variant, but this one's going to have extra plastic components from China that are even better than the last plastic components from China. I mean, there's really not a lot that's been going on. We had like this beautiful, like I'd say, revolution, golden age of resurgence of tabletop gaming, like back in like 2010, 2012, 2014. And it's just reached its zenith. And the people who have been propped up at these companies are all diversity hires now. So they're not creating anything. They're just kind of twisting different concepts that are already there and not really making them better. And so there's not a lot of points. Most of the games I play at this juncture are still back from that period or even before, like back in the 80s. You remember the 80s when most of these game systems were just pen and paper and they would just give you a rule set and you'd have some dice and you'd be able to have a lot of fun just by that? Yeah, you didn't need all these plastic components from China, but they are completely imploding. Now, we've seen Steve Jackson Games absolutely gutted yesterday. We've seen the guys who make Gloomhaven. I can never pronounce their company name. You could do a Cephalofair or something like that. Acting, they might not even be fulfilling their like $5 million Kickstarter. It's crazy stuff. And there's a lot of problems. And all these companies are going forward just saying they're going to get gutted, they're going to have problems. But these problems have been systemic before all this. They've been losing money over the last couple of years. They got a big boost in Kickstarter sales and the like during the pandemic when people were just bored at home. And now, of course, those are not working out for them as much as they used to be. Absolutely crazy stuff. But we need a change in board gaming, and that's why we're here, and that's exactly why I'm going to discuss this stuff when a lot of other channels won't. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here. This is my Fandom Pulse Substack. This is like your only news that actually covers mainstream tabletop gaming and the like, and talks about all the bad things that they're doing, and of course covers some independent stuff that's doing good work as well. On the flip side, nobody else is really covering this type of thing, and I think it's a very crucial spot in the culture war in pop culture. Tabletop gaming is a family endeavor. It's something you can do with your kids and the like, do with your friends, that you're not staring at a screen, that you're actually interacting together. It's important stuff, and so that's why I cover it personally. I think it's a very big deal. And so we cover a lot on here. It's video games, movies, TV, comics, etc. And because of that, you can sign up here, never miss what's going on in the culture. Like I said, we're the only site that actually focuses on culture, which is the most important thing, guys. We need to change the culture here. And Fandom Pulse is in the description below. Sign up. There's a free version. There's also, if you want to support us, I'd really appreciate it. It's a $5 a month deal. It's only a Starbucks cup of coffee, and we do this without advertising so that we don't have to rely on advertisers or Google hits or anything like that, because we want to bring the truth without filtering ourselves. That's so important, and we are completely reliant on gamers like you. So thank you so much. Go grab that in the description below. Support us, and thank you for being here again. All right. So GAMA, the Game Manufacturers Association, is a big industry insider clique group that has a lot of power. A lot of big game company execs and et cetera are involved in this. A lot of the influencers are involved in this. I actually tried to join. I was going to start making my own games. I still am. I'm behind. But because of that, they went crazy. And they went off on Facebook saying I shouldn't be allowed there. They called me all sorts of names. Rodney from Watch It Played libeled me. Eric Lang libeled me. It was very disgusting stuff. Tom Vassell from the Dice Tower has gone out and blocked me everywhere, banned me from conventions. All to virtue signal their extreme leftist politics, and they're all extreme leftist politics. It's a real epidemic in the board game industry. You've seen a lot of games now introduce pronouns and things like that into things, trying to of course corrupt the youth. That's really what it comes down to. And so the Game Manufacturers Association is at the forefront of this. They have a whole section of their Discord server, which I'm in, by the way. I'm there. Find me, which is all about DEI and complaining about DEI and the like. Very, very funny stuff. I like to report on it from time to time. And so that's who these people are. They also run the Origins Game Fair in Ohio, if you guys are not familiar with that, who have done things like blacklist and ban conservative author Larry Correia because he was coming out with a miniatures version of his game. They made sure he was yeeted out of there. They have a lot of influence at Gencon as well. This is a big organization. And it looks like they're kind of falling apart because, again, these people tried to get in for political clout. They didn't actually want to do the work. And so this is what's happening now. People are getting out of there. According to Board Game Wire, Amy Lowe, who served as GAMA's marketing and communications manager, a big important spot, for just 6 months, abruptly resigned on April 1st. And she didn't go quietly. This is what she said. Here's the honest truth. GAMA is deeply siloed and in many ways broken. Toxic leadership, rampant gatekeeping, insecurity masquerading as control, disrespect towards other staff and members. I witnessed staff roll their eyes at members who literally fund the organization. I saw internal dynamics that were petty, power-hungry, and counterproductive. Then came a restructuring that had me reporting to someone who had openly disrespected colleagues and talked smack about members. I've worked in high-stakes environments, managed massive campaigns, I've dealt with complex teams, but I refuse to stay in a place that values ego over impact, so I resigned 2 days into the restructure. Now, what's interesting about this as well is we talked about Steve Jackson Games and the CEO just yeeting herself out of there. I think she got into Steve Jackson Games as a clout thing. She got it as a resume builder. She was trying to just force her way into like these board gaming things, and she's actually now a higher up in GAMA also. And so this is what's happening is these people are just chasing clout in these organizations. I've seen this in science fiction and fantasy. I'm a science fiction and fantasy writer. I've got my books in the description below if you want to check them out, where the SIFWA, the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association, which was supposed to be a guild like to help writers not get screwed in contracts and the things like that, has become very similar. This like rampant identity politics clout chasing thing where it doesn't help anyone, but everybody kind of pays their dues anyway. That seems to be what GAMA is all about these days. Absolutely crazy. So John Stacey, who of course is a woke activist as well, who's just harassed conservatives out of the industry, terrible person, has said this. He said this to Board Game Wire. Over the past 8 months, GAMA has nearly doubled its staff to accommodate our growing association. We now represent almost 1,700 tabletop game companies and 3 dozen companies. As a part of this growth, we have taken a hard look at how our staff was organized and made adjustments to better align with our 10-year strategic plan for GAMA to be the epicenter of tabletop industry. While I disagree with her categorization of our staff, we appreciate the brief time she was with us and wish her well in her future endeavors. Oh, look at that corporate speak. Corporate doublespeak is everything that these people do. And John Stacey originally, like when I first started talking to him, I said, these people are trying to harass me out of the gaming industry because they want to make this political clout sort of statement. He acted like he was going to talk about things at first and then went full tilt, just completely bending over to these people's agenda once it all went through. John Stacey is a big part of the problem here, and he's a big part of the gatekeeping that actually goes on. Very funny stuff. He also banned High Noon creator Dwight Senek from GAMA for bullying and harassment of GAMA members, is what he said, because he was present on a live stream reacting to screenshots of GAMA members doing the actual bullying and harassing. And that, of course, comes back to Meredith Placco, who was the Steve Jackson CEO, who is out there, who's now elected on their board of directors. So this lady seems to be causing a lot of the problems with this industry, all because of her identity politics stuff. She claimed he made a death threat because, of course, we said learn to code on there. Yes, I mean it's so ridiculous. These people are such hyperventilating liars all the way around. And of course, Jeff Bergen, who founded TGG Games, also was escorted out of GAMA Expo because she declared him a physical threat to everyone in the convention. You see this woman is causing a lot of problems, right? All the way around. Crazy stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Stacey. Sorry, John Stacey. I guess you're not a real woman. You'll never be a real woman. Sorry about that. It's a complete pattern going on here. You can see the people in here. This is what Eric Lang says, who's a member of GAMA who actually influences a lot of these people. He says, F this generation's Republicans directly into the sun. You want to talk about threats. This guy is like a hateful, evil bigot right here. And of course, he is applauded by these people. So you see what they do. They have a DEI committee in there, like I said, and they're moving this to circle the drain. As you know, these companies are going to get hit with tariffs. None of them are actually working on their business practices. None of them are working on building manufacturing in the U.S. and trying to actually do things. They're just whining to each other and causing more problems politically, and this is exactly what companies like this do. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks, as we cover all things board gaming here, my friends. Please sign up for the Phantom Pulse Substack in the description below. So important. This is ground zero, and if you want to support one thing, this is the spot to be. Thank you guys, everybody who's doing so. We appreciate you for being here, and we'll be back soon.